absolute brick and mortar, lovely structure. And I also saw that, and also know that because we've been evaluating airports, Baba Sahib also helping us for the last 4 or 5 years minimum. So airports, best airports select karte hain based on many parameters. I found Kochi is the only sustainable airport of its kind in the country, and probably in the South Asian region. They produce all the electricity using solar. That's also what we saw. So there's something first, and I think you can have your most economical and finest coffee or tea in the airport. Khana bhi sabse sasta hai. Sustainable food bhi hai. We had all those experiences. So I believe that I want to send a small note to the government that look at Kochi model of developing the international airports. And definitely I'm not happy with my Mumbai model. Although our Danis have got the award GBK on the basis of the most visited airports, most frequented, high passenger availability. Even we have renewable energy. No doubt, Delhi and Mumbai also has grown solar. But one point is very important. I hope they can work on it. The cost of procuring your basic stuff like water, coffee, and all has to become logical. It can't be atrocious. This has to be changing there. So these things must change, and also passenger experience, as rightly put by Baba Sahib, has to be changed. And these are sensitive infrastructure, as he says, and there's a very good word today I got from you. I think not only sustainable, but very sensitive infrastructure which interacts with people. People interact with the airport. It's not something simple for us. It's very important. In a country where we have very vast ranges of travel, I feel even today a highway strategy may not be better, because the cost of going on the highway is not going to come less. Like if I want to travel from Mumbai to Delhi by road, even if you give me a 24-hour drive, I do not think my cost and my resources and my happiness will be as good as flying into Delhi. Or maybe catching a train, a faster train, right? So I think our country must work on this airway system in such a way that we can produce further low-cost airlines, maybe 100-seater aircraft. So one idea we were talking about. So infrastructure is very important in the renewability and sustainability, and we see financing of that could be a very big area for us. And Baba Sahib has to identify.
If you permit me, I will, since you touched that point, and I shouldn't sit quiet once I listen that. You see, the country needs aircraft and airport to enhance viability of various schemes which the government has launched.
Right.
And gone are those days when we used to think that the international travel is the earning side. Now the domestic travel is also equally profitable as compared to international, because the affordability and the pockets of the domestic citizens are equally important, and they can afford.
Right.
And the government has come forward that to make more and more airports, but those airports can be effectively used only once we have an aircraft of the size of 100 to 120 capacity.
Right.
And because that will be a very economical, and that will make the less pressure on airports. The bigger the aircraft we bring, the more the stress on the airport comes. And that's why we say ki, low frill, no frills airports and aircraft of smaller size will make the domestic aviation successful. And the government is also thinking that if we make the domestic travel successful, we can then develop an international hub also in the country, because the model works that way. So that's one thing, and probably there are models available which are economical models for airport development. We should promote that also under the banner of this sustainability and renewability. There are some airports which are 100% no carbon emission and no power usage, and those models if we can pick up, and then we can promote those models under this financial schemes also.
Yeah.
Because we will have to tell people what is available.
Right.
Right. So
the beauty of this is, one of the things is the experiment of using ethanol into the aviation turbine fuel and blend it is already come successful. And it was not India, it was Brazil. That's what I'm coming to. Embraer jets were used to actually, so it's a successful model, but we don't have a single airline in India operating the Embraer jets. Okay, so that means we are not looking at Brazil. some kind of mental block not to go there and make friends and buy aircrafts at low cost and maybe invite them to make it here. It could be a very big area for people. A fund like us would be very happy to even see manufacturing going that direction, because it has the emission norms control part very much intact in it, and it qualifies for this fund. So I'm just giving this idea, loud idea for everybody, including Sekhar Saab also, because one good thing Sekhar Saab told me, that for us the limit is not to only be in the typical converting of hydrogen from, I would say, fossil fuels or critical fuel, but also to enter areas which are linked, maybe renewable energy for the oil and gas sector, which we were discussing in a big way. I've been saying that if the oil and gas companies wake up, the OMCs wake up in this country, actually they will do more than NTPC and HPC. I'm surprised why they are not seeing it that way. They were doing nothing. In fact, when I met Pradeep ji initially, so that time तो alumnus थे, तो common alumnus में थोड़ी बात हो जाती है, NIT पूछे तो क्या दोनों. So I had a lot of discussion with him, and he said, I said, why only thermal, या तो solar भी करेंगे. And started with decay James, you remember that. Decay understood मान गया, I said, auxiliary consumption 7%, you make it a mark as renewable. To be converted, all the auxiliary consumption thermal power plant be made into renewable energy. And he said, this is a good idea. He went with the 2% objective with Arup Roy Chaudhary, and he succeeded. He by mandatory 2% carry. So this was not coming from the government. It was NTPC's own initiative that resulted in 2% of its capacity, and they said we have the land in all of our thermal power stations. वहाँ पर हम इसको करेंगे. All that resulted in the, I would say, NTPC was one of the first companies to start reversing its carbon footprint, using solar. And now Coal India is into it. Now others are into it, and now NHPC has a 7 gigawatt portfolio coming for solar and other renewable energy. 7 gigawatt, not 1 or 2 megawatts. I'm talking 7 gigawatt की बात है. And उन्होंने already 1 gigawatt का target achieve करेंगे. So they have 7 gigawatt of hydro assets. They'll have 1 gigawatt in quick time of renewable energy. So this is the potential. So I am looking at all the OMCs, not retaining only their business but also looking at it. Yeah, you want to say something? We have the renewable energy representative from BPCL. So can you get the mic to him?
So, sir, I'll just touch upon, you mentioned about the sustainable airport at Kochi and about OMC also. So, with respect to the sustainable airport at Kochi, Bharat Petroleum is putting up one green hydrogen refueling station over there,
right,
in collaboration with the CIL. So that will be like the first kind of HRS with completely green hydrogen.
I know. I saw that was, you were displaying it at the, I think the Goa thing, no?
So in Goa, IW, we have put up, that is basically electrolyzer which has been manufactured by BPCL in collaboration with BART. So that is first kind of electrolyzers manufactured in India, completely in India, all the component, and that electrolyzer we are going to put up at Kochi airport and producing the green hydrogen and supplying it to the CIL of BPS.
No, I will be a little louder for this. After a complete film.
Yeah, and other than that, there are many areas in which I will talk about BPCL, who is going in a large way in renewable energy segment, including the green hydrogen.
बहुत अच्छी बात है. देखिए, I give you a little bit more point of contention because this big loud sound on green hydrogen is not acceptable to me. I will explain to you. This I have explained to Tarun Kapoor ji also. My point is hydrogen is hydrogen. Whether blue, green, indigo, violet, it doesn't matter. Yes, we have a problem with grey because we use the carbon and we don't treat it. उसको छोड़ दीजिए. Any hydrogen is hydrogen for me. Well, it can be blue, green, because at the end of the day, hydrogen itself is not having any carbon. So, अगर आप अभी loud example here, we have about 350 billion tons of coal in this country. Now nobody will allow you to take the coal out other than maybe using it in some steel production. You will be ending up keeping it coal below the ground. यूरोप ने यूज कर लिया, अमेरिका ने यूज कर लिया, चाइना ने भी यूज कर लिया, उनके तो गीगावाट्स थे, 1200 गीगावाट तो उनकी थर्मल पावर प्लांट है, ठीक है? So what does India do? It will be told not to take out this. Yes, agreed. I will not take out the coal. But what about me converting that to coal bed within? Not a single fellow channel, not a single technology channel. मैं CBM बनाऊंगा, coal bed within, मैं उसे हाइड्रोजन डालूंगा. क्या दिक्कत है? और जितनी कार्बन सिक्वेस्ट करो, खेती में जाऊंगा, my farming will increase. हार्ड कार्बन जा रही है, वाटर बॉडी में डाल दो, हमें तो कार्बन और नाइट्रोजन चाहिए ना एग्रीकल्चर के लिए। तो इतनी मूर्खता नहीं जरूरत है कि हम ये ग्रीन ब्लू को कोई डेलॉइट कह रहा है या कि मैं तो नाम दे रहा हूँ, ये सारे मूर्ख यहाँ बैठे हैं, ये हमें बताएंगे ये सब करो। ये नहीं, प्रोफेसर है सुनो, आप अपनी सारी हाइड्रोजन बनाओ आप, एंड आपका सबसे बड़ा चैलेंज होगा व्हेन यू डू इलेक्ट्रोलाइजर बिजनेस कि हमें पोर्टेबल वाटर नहीं मिल रहा है। पीपल विल चैलेंज यू व्हेन यू यूज टू मच ऑफ दैट वाटर, लेट्स से गो टू द सी एंड यूज दैट वाटर। ये अभी नेक्स्ट स्टेज होगा, इलेक्ट्रोलाइजर की चैलेंज वहाँ आ गई, और जब आप जाओगे तो जापानीज की तरह देना पड़ेगा, $5 के नीचे आपकी हाइड्रोजन नहीं बनेगी, सो इट बी कॉस्टली। तो पीपल आर नॉट स्टिल थिंकिंग, एंड आई एम गर्ग साहब, उन्होंने तो पूरी कैलकुलेशन निकाली हुई है। मैंने बीच में कहा था सर वो जरा हमें दिखाओ, सर साहब यू हैव डन द कैलकुलेशन राइट। डॉक्टर गर्ग साहब हाइड्रोजन पर आपने कैलकुलेशन निकाली थी, वायबिलिटी, हाइड्रोजन वायबिलिटी कैलकुलेशन किया था। सो दिस इज व्हाट आई एम एक्सप्लेनिंग, सो इट्स नॉट वायबल, स्टिल not a single company is answering, and they cannot show me figures of viability. So I'm saying, just because we have a fetish to do green hydrogen, we go there. No, no, please work on your blue hydrogen. It is enough market. पहले वो सेल होगी, क्योंकि हाइड्रोजन तो हाइड्रोजन ही है ना, चाहे वो ब्लू है। आप कार्बन सेक्वेस्ट्रेट कर रहे हैं तो वैसे भी ग्रीन होगी। आप जब सेक्वेस्ट्रेट कर रहे हैं, कार्बन कैप्चर कर रहे हैं, तो कहानी खत्म। So what are we into? Why we are only believing what the West is telling us? So I have a problem. That is why you are not going 2070 की बात की प्रधानमंत्री कर रहे हैं, तो तुम्हें पता है ये ऐसा नहीं है। वो उन एडवाइजर्स को हमें पकड़ना चाहिए कि भाई तुम ये करो, जिससे कि 2047 में हम ग्रीन पे चले जाएं और रिसाइकलिंग में जाएं। Because circular economy arrives the moment you do carbon capture. Being an engineer, I am focused, and we are into financial. Our financials are happy with this. So somebody else is wrong, and if I am saying the American funders and financials are happy with this, please be careful. Don't follow the wrong path. That is my message to you. If you want me to make a presentation, I am ready. When it was CPG, nobody picked up the paper. And it was Tarun Kapoor who called me 2020, and then we made a CPG white paper. If you don't have, we'll give you a copy. And that was the first CPG white paper that transformed. Today we have 150 plants. And we have to pat our back for that. Because the 12 plants they did so well.